Have you ever considered that neglecting just a single area during your daily shower might actually decrease your lifespan? While that might sound shocking, perhaps even a bit alarming, growing scientific evidence highlights the significant health dangers linked to insufficient hygiene, especially when it comes to specific, often forgotten parts of our bodies. In reality, these overlooked zones are frequently missed during a standard shower routine, and this trend only increases as we grow older. This video will guide you through 5 regions on the body that people, particularly seniors, frequently neglect when cleaning themselves. These areas tend to quietly harbor bacteria, perspiration, and fungal colonies, all of which can easily lead to medical complications if allowed to accumulate. From impaired circulation to subtle skin infections that creep in unnoticed, these hidden trouble spots are much more important than you might suspect. Be sure to stick with us until the conclusion. One of the regions we'll cover is commonly forgotten, yet its connection to your immune system is direct and powerful. Cleaning this spot takes less than 10 seconds each day, but that tiny investment could safeguard your well-being to a much greater extent than you realize. Let's get started with our list. First up, your feet. Feet are perhaps the most frequently forgotten part of the body, and when they're not thoroughly cleaned on a regular basis, they can quietly endanger your health. It's easy to assume that simply letting water flow over your feet in the shower is sufficient, but especially for older adults who may already face challenges like poor circulation, diabetes, or a weakened immune response, skipping a proper foot wash is like rolling out the welcome mat for bacteria. Fungi thrive in the warm, moist environment between your toes or beneath your toenails. Among seniors, a seemingly minor patch of athlete's foot can rapidly evolve into something far more serious, such as cellulitis or a stubborn ulcer that resists healing. Even more concerning is the fact that many older individuals lose some nerve sensitivity in their feet, so they might not detect early signs of trouble. By the time an infection becomes obvious, significant damage may already have occurred, making treatment much more difficult. But it's not just fungal threats. An accumulation of dead skin cells, cracked heels, and residual sweat can erode your skin's protective barrier, increasing your risk for infections that could potentially reach the bloodstream. The good news? Just 5 to 10 seconds of dedicated cleansing per foot can dramatically lower these risks. Be sure to clean between your toes, under your nails, and around your heels. And don't stop after washing. Once your feet are thoroughly dried, use a bit of moisturizer to keep the skin supple, healthy, and more resistant to injury. Adopting this simple daily step isn't just about aesthetics or pampering, it's a matter of vascular health. Feet are often the first place to reveal early signs of declining physical well-being, but because they're out of sight and easy to ignore, they tend to be left out of routine self-care. Next time you shower, make a conscious effort, not just letting the water run down. Bend over and truly care for your feet. Second on our list, the scalp. Many people assume that as their hair gets thinner or they adopt a low-maintenance hairstyle, they can stop worrying about scalp care. However, it's important to remember that your scalp is still skin, and just like every other part of your body, it requires attention. When neglected, the scalp becomes a hidden reservoir for excess oil, perspiration, dead skin flakes, and environmental pollutants. Over time, these substances don't simply remain on the surface. Instead, they can provoke a cascade of inflammation that disrupts your immune system, weakens your skin's natural defense, and leads to persistent irritation. Among older adults, scalp hygiene is far more than a matter of appearance. Ongoing dryness or flaking can result in mild infections that compromise skin integrity. In particularly severe cases, bacteria may enter through small sores or hair follicles that have weakened with age. One surprising fact is that the scalp contains some of the body's densest concentrations of sebaceous oil glands, meaning that oil can build up more quickly here than almost anywhere else. If you skip washing, the oil oxidizes, hardens, and establishes an environment that's perfect for microscopic pathogens. For those over 60, the consequence isn't just discomfort, but an increased and often invisible risk of infection. Although it's common for older adults to shampoo less frequently in the belief that their hair is fragile, this can actually do more harm than good, especially for anyone with thin hair, bald spots, or a receding hairline. Even a few moments spent massaging your scalp during washing can boost blood circulation, help drain lymph fluids, and promote mental freshness while easing stress. So regardless of whether your hair is short, fine, or mostly gone, never forget your scalp. Cleanse it purposefully, massage gently, and you'll notice benefits not just in your appearance, but throughout your entire body. If you're still with us and find these insights helpful, leave a number 2 in the comments to let us know you're engaged. And if you aren't yet subscribed, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you'll never miss a future video. Your support lets us keep bringing you useful and uplifting content. Now let's move on to the third area, the navel. Your belly button may be tiny, but it's probably one of the most neglected, and surprisingly, one of the dirtiest parts of your body. Flexibility tends to decline as we age, so it's all too easy to overlook small areas like the navel during your shower. You may dismiss it as just a little spot, but your belly button is actually a recessed little pocket where perspiration, dead skin, soap scum, and lint from clothing can accumulate. If it's not cleaned regularly, this site serves as a perfect breeding ground for harmful bacteria and yeast. Sometimes what begins as a minor irritation in the area can progress into an infection known as omphalitis. Although this condition is most often seen in infants, doctors are recognizing it increasingly among seniors, especially those with diabetes or weakened immune systems. The moist, dark, and warm inside of the navel fosters the growth of bacteria that can start causing redness, foul smells, or even discharge. What makes belly button infections especially dangerous is the subtlety of early symptoms. Many older people don't notice anything amiss until the infection is well established, and by then, recovery takes much longer compared to 20 years earlier. In more severe cases, the neglected buildup may harden into so-called navel stones, tiny, unpleasant-smelling masses that have to be removed by a professional. The good news is, preventing these issues is simple. During your daily wash, wrap a fingertip with a washcloth or use a soft cotton swab and gently clean inside your navel with warm water and mild soap. Be sure to dry the area thoroughly afterward. Any leftover moisture creates a haven for microbes. If you've had abdominal surgery or noticed skin folds in this region, pay even closer attention. Regularly cleaning your navel isn't just a matter of hygiene. It's a proactive step for your well-being, especially as the immune system changes with age. Always remember, sometimes the smallest, most hidden areas have the biggest impact on your health. Fourth, the area beneath the breasts. This region, most relevant for older women, but also affecting some men, is a common spot for irritation and is often neglected, though it's crucial when it comes to hygiene in later years. The skin under the breasts forms a fold that often becomes warm and damp, conditions that are ideal for bacteria and fungi to take hold if not washed and dried carefully every day. The skin in this area is thin and delicate and is usually covered by clothing or undergarments that trap moisture and limit airflow. Over time, this combination can lead to intertrigo, a red, inflamed rash caused by friction, persistent wetness, and infection. It may start with minor itching or a bit of redness, but if ignored, it can easily develop into severely painful sores, open wounds, or even stubborn fungal infections that require extended treatment. Women who have experienced changes in breast shape due to surgery, weight fluctuations, or natural sagging are especially vulnerable to these problems. Because the region underneath the breast is difficult to view in the mirror, some issues might not be caught until they've progressed to a more serious state. One of the main mistakes among seniors is thinking a quick soap and water rinse is enough. In reality, this sensitive area needs deliberate care. Gently lift the breast, wash the underlying skin with a mild, unscented soap, rinse thoroughly, and, most importantly, dry completely using a clean, soft towel or washcloth intended only for this purpose. If you tend to sweat more, a small amount of unscented body powder or even simple cornstarch can help keep the area dry without causing irritation. Giving this part of your body the attention it requires isn't just about preventing discomfort. It's about maintaining your skin barrier, avoiding long-lasting infections, and preserving your physical confidence. Overlooking this spot can quietly diminish your sense of ease day by day, especially in hot weather or when you're active. Just a minute or two devoted to thoughtful daily care can change all of that. Even when no one else notices, this area deserves the same respect and care as the rest of your body. If you're finding this information helpful, let us know you're still watching by commenting number 4 below. And don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications so you won't miss future content. Your support keeps us motivated to provide helpful and inspiring videos. Next, the groin area. This is one of the most delicate and easily irritated parts of the body, yet ironically, it's among the most frequently ignored. For many older adults, the groin becomes problematic not because of major lapses in hygiene, but due to minor oversights that continue little by little until they cause chronic discomfort and problems. As we age, skin becomes looser, develops more folds, and muscle tone changes, creating more places for moisture to get trapped and for bacteria and fungi to grow. This increases the chances of odor, irritation, and skin breakdown. Both men and women are susceptible, but embarrassment or uncertainty about what's normal can keep many people from seeking help or even discussing problems in this area. The skin of the groin is thin and vulnerable to friction, which is often worsened by tight-fitting clothes, incontinence, or long periods of sitting. When it isn't kept scrupulously clean and dry, infections like jock itch, yeast infections, or folliculitis can develop with very little warning. A bit of itchiness or redness can rapidly progress to more severe pain or persistent skin damage. A hidden danger is the speed with which infection can spread here. Since the groin is close to lymph nodes and other vital organs, even minor skin problems can quickly escalate if left untreated. Once the skin's barrier is compromised, healing slows considerably, making recovery for older adults even more challenging. Cleaning this area daily is not optional. How you clean matters too. Use warm water, fragrance-free gentle soap, and wash with your hands or a soft cloth, not with vigorous scrubbing or rough towels. Be diligent about cleaning between skin folds, rinse completely, and gently pat dry. For persistent moisture, applying a light dusting of talc-free powder or a barrier ointment can help minimize irritation. Those dealing with incontinence need to be extra vigilant, cleaning the area every time, even after only a minor accident. Don't wait for rashes or unpleasant odors to appear. By then, your skin is already struggling. Taking care of this region boosts comfort, mobility, and confidence, allowing you to walk, stretch, and sleep without pain. Daily attention to the groin is more than just cleanliness. It's about protecting this vulnerable part of your body from breakdown, infection, and lasting damage. If you're still engaged, type number 6 in the comments and consider subscribing with alerts turned on. Your engagement and encouragement help us keep making quality content that educates and uplifts. Final thoughts. Ultimately, when it comes to healthy aging, it's the smallest habits that can make the most significant difference. Daily hygiene may not always feel urgent, but as we've discussed, the way you care for your body, especially these often overlooked areas, can have a profound effect on your longevity, health, and comfort. Did one of these 5 areas surprise you? Is there a spot you hadn't considered before? The reality is that true wisdom in our later years goes beyond big-picture life lessons. It's found in noticing the subtle things, the consistent routines, listening to the cues your body gives you, and seizing the opportunity to care for your body, gently and with respect, each and every day. If you've made it to the end of this video, I hope you walk away not just with a checklist, but with a greater appreciation for your own body and a renewed intention to care for it mindfully. Remember, you're not just actually washing away dirt. You're protecting the vessel that will carry you through all the chapters yet to come. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We'd truly love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, share one thing you learned, and let us know how you plan to apply it. Your thoughts and feedback are invaluable to us and fuel our ongoing efforts. If this video has been useful to you, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support makes it possible for us to keep creating quality, informative content that can make a real difference. Thanks again for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.